you, Marcus. Welcome back, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, my next guest tonight is the Pulitzer Prize-winning playwright of August Osage County. His play Bug opens on Broadway this Thursday. Please welcome to The Late Show, Tracy Letts. We first crossed paths back in Chicago. We both started Chicago theater.
Yeah. You remember that?
I remember that.
Do you?
Yeah.
What
do you remember? What do you remember?
So you and I traveled in the same circles. We had a lot of the same friends.
A little occasionally overlap, yeah.
I met you at a party, and I was delighted to meet you. And then I met you at another party, and it was a new experience for you. And then I met you at a third party, and it was a new experience for you. And the fourth time I met you, probably in an 18-month span.
I remember this time. It was at Remains Theater. I believe it was the opening of the Day Room with Bill Peterson. And I was there with my wife, who was the director of development for Remains at the time. And I said, wonderful to meet you. And you said...
Well, this was still in my drinking days, and I had, in fact, had a little too much sake. And I said, you know, I've met you 3 times before. And the next time I meet you, if you don't remember me, I'm going to punch you in the nose.
I would say, please accept my apology, but I know what happened next. I do remember the next time I saw you.
So a couple of weeks later, I'm running errands in Chicago.
Lincoln Avenue.
And I hear somebody screaming my name. And I turn, and you are a full block away, and you are going, Tracy! Tracy! So you just really didn't want to get punched in the nose.
Big guy. You're much larger than I am. I was even smaller then.
Anyway,
I'm glad it all worked out.
You know, you didn't necessarily know that I'm not a guy who punches people in the nose.
I did not know that at the time. No.
Well, I wanted to keep you guessing.
Your play Bug,
yeah,
first staged in the 90s, and now 30 years after its debut is on Broadway for the very first time.
Yeah.
Congratulations for that.
Thank you.
It's not your first Broadway, but to have a play that you've husbanded for so long, make the Broadway is lovely. We've got the playbill right here. There's your lovely wife, Carrie Coon, on the front right there. And who's the gentleman playing with Carrie?
His name is Namir Smallwood, terrific actor.
What is it about this moment that made you want to bring Bug back?
I wrote the play originally 30 years ago in response to Timothy McVeigh bombing the Murrah Federal Building. It felt, at the time, it was such a kick in the stomach for all Americans, this act of domestic terrorism. And it was especially hard because a lot of us became aware for the first time that there was a whole strata of society harboring these conspiratorial ideas about our government and the world. Conspiracy theory. And I started to research it in the mid-90s when you went on the internet, the early days of the internet, and all that was on there was porn and conspiracy theory. And you became aware that conspiracy...
And now they've added recipes.
You became aware that this was going to provide a kind of oxygen. The internet was going to provide oxygen for conspiracy theory, that it was just going to spread like a brush fire, that the internet was tinder for conspiracy theory. And it's turned out to be true. So 30 years later, what seemed at the time, when we premiered the play in London in the mid-90s, a lot of the reviews were like, well, this is a weird kind of science fiction play. This is like an X-Files. It doesn't feel like science fiction at all anymore. It feels very of the moment. So that was a reason for us to bring it back now.
We're living in a world now, this is sort of another conspiracy thing, you know, AI, people perceive as AI as a way to sort of establish domination over the mind of man by these tech companies, and I don't think that's necessarily a crazy thing to do, not because they want to dominate, it's because they want to make money. That's the simplest conspiracy. You have created things for people to watch and people to listen to and people to absorb and process with their mind and their soul for years now. What do you think the effect of AI is going to be on those of us who create things for performance?
I don't think there's going to be much impact on us at all. I mean, I think we're wise to keep watch over what it might do in the entertainment business, but the truth is that in the theater, which is where I primarily work, we're live people in a room with each other, right? One of the reasons you love doing the show, I mean, I'm sure you love television, but you wouldn't love it nearly as much if all these people weren't in this room with you right now.
No, that's why I took the gig. Yeah, I agree with you. I actually think that paradoxically, AI might actually be good for live performance because people are going to be craving real human beings with other real human beings, performing things written by humans about what it's like to be human for human beings. And then the only way to know that it's not AI is to go to live performance.
If you come see Bug, you will see Carrie Coon going through real experiences in real time on stage. That's what the theater is. That's what it provides. There's a reason this art form is thousands of years old, because people crave that. They crave seeing their stories enacted for them face to face. There's a person in front of you. That's why, we hope to be respectful in the theater, right? There's a person up there going through something on behalf of the audience.
Yes.
It's very impactful.
We human beings are so bad. I always say that, when I used to teach, I used to say, just share your emotions on stage. People are so bad at sharing their emotions with each other that they'll go pay money to sit in a dark room to watch somebody on stage feel something publicly.
Yeah.
And that's what theater provides.
Speaking of which,
yes?
When are you going to do some more theater?
But do you want to? I mean, if you've got a part you'd like to create for Stephen Colbert, I'm available in June.
I saw you do Shoemaker on stage in Chicago.
Holy
yeah.
You saw me do Shoemaker.
I did. It was great.
Wow, it was fun. Yeah, that was me and Dex created that. Yeah. That was we created that through improvisation.
You did it actually briefly at the Next Lab Theater in Evanston. You sort of brought it back, and that's where I saw it. It was great. And my recollection of it is that was kind of the genesis of the Stephen Colbert character you played on.
A little bit, kind of like a well-intentioned, poorly informed, high-status idiot.
Right.
That was him. Yeah, exactly. He was selling things to you.
Yeah. That was a great show. I remember it very clearly.
I had a great time. I should have stopped there.
You probably didn't remember me. We met each other after the show.
Bug is on Broadway at the Samuel J. Friedman Theater. Tracy Letts, everybody. We'll be right back.